The number of youth volunteers has been increasing according to a 2013 report by the National Volunteer and Philanthropy Centre. And apart from joining voluntary or non-government organizations, some of them are taking it upon themselves to kickstart meaningful programs. In this week's Spotlight, our reporter Monica Katwani meets some of these youth volunteers to explore what their work entails and what motivates them.
Twice a week in the evenings, this area in the Boys Town compound turns into a makeshift tuition center where about 50 volunteers take turns to provide the boys here with one-on-one tuition. The boys who live here often face a range of issues. Many are from financially disadvantaged families who are also struggling to cope in school. But they also face other challenges.
Attention span is one thing because we have group tuition in the dining hall. So every time some boy walk past or some boy is talking particular subject with their tutors they are interested in, their heads will just turn and pay attention to that instead of you. If not, other than that, I think attitude plays a very big part. I think because usually sometimes we'll give them homework. But most of the time, I think 99% the homework doesn't come back done.
17-year-old Gabriel Ko was one of those who struggled with subjects such as science in secondary school. But after receiving tuition from RICO, his grades improved.
I understand better with his method. He will show me an example of the question in another paper, and then he will go back to a question to ask me again.
He's now a student at ITE College West. The program started 5 years ago after some volunteers attended a youth camp organized by the ST Endowments Program, or STEP, a non-profit funded by Temasek Trust. It allowed them access to network with youths from other countries, and some also went on to receive scholarships from STEP. In turn, they wanted to contribute back to the community. But manpower continues to be a challenge for the program's coordinators.
We have a lot of volunteers who've just graduated from, say, JC, finished their A-levels, and they're waiting to go into the national service, the guys. So they will have them for maybe about 5 or 6 months, which is about one semester. So how we manage that is that we have other opportunities for the volunteers to stay involved. So even though they may have gone off to the army or they may now not be able to volunteer on a weekly basis at tuition program, we have a lot of other programs that we do with Boys Town for the boys to keep them engaged and keep the relationship going.
To encourage the boys to perform academically, volunteers recently launched the Boys Town Further Education Program. So some of those who've been tutored and performed well in their secondary school examinations are awarded a scholarship for their polytechnic or ITE studies, worth up to $6,000. They're also provided a monthly allowance. Another youth-led program STEP supports is called the Kampung Spirit Project. In Bukit Batok, Madam Rajamai Dahalan writes up a grocery list of essentials for a household of 6. Her children Rahim and Nur accompany volunteer Surani to the nearby supermarket where they go through the list and calculate the price of the items. All this is to make sure they fit into the week's budget. The Kampung Spirit Project allows volunteers to provide grocery supplies fortnightly at a budget of about $120 each time. Currently, 10 volunteers take turns to see the needs of 2 households that are receiving the benefits.
This family, the kids are quite older and they can understand a bit better, so we try to take them out to do the grocery shopping with us. Most importantly, it's because we want to let them have ownership of what they're doing, what we are trying to help them achieve also, and at the same time we actually have a budget, so we want to let them see how we can just stay within the budget, buy things which are maybe on promotion. Yeah, so basically to let them know how to spend money a bit more wisely.
The family started receiving this assistance in 2013 when Madam Rajamai's husband earned a salary of $1,300 a month. They recently stopped receiving the benefits after her husband's pay was increased by about $200. While the family says it's still a struggle to make ends meet, they're able to make better financial decisions as a result of the program.
Before the volunteer, I normally waste my money on something that is not useful. Then after the volunteer, I only spend my money if it's a need. If it's a want, that one can wait.
For the volunteers, this is a small but important step towards ensuring the family can survive independently.
For one family, for example, when we went in, the mom of the family, she was not employed, but currently now she's employed, and I think we also played a part in motivating her. She went for different workshops and courses, so I think we kind of, through talking and inspiring her, we also helped her to stand on her own 2 feet. So that is the main essence of what we are striving to achieve. We want, this step is not going to be there forever, so once we go, we want them to be able to help themselves.
STEP sets aside $21,000 a year to fund both the programs, and for now volunteers like Surani and Rico remain dedicated to the cause. But they hope that years down the road, the ones they're helping will too become volunteers when they decide it's time to pay it forward.